Hi everyone. This reading is all about what's holding you back from love or money. And in reality, it can be love, money, it can be anything else in your life that you most desperately want. I'll be honest, this is not generally an easy reading for people to watch unless they're ready for it. Because it's very truthful and blunt. When it comes to your biggest dreams in life, they also tend to come with the biggest challenges. And the reason why they are challenges for us is because we don't generally want to look at the root cause. We don't want to look at what we're doing that is stopping us. You know, it's easy to blame the universe, easy to blame God or our family, our upbringing, our partners. But as far as this reading goes, and I'm not saying none of those things matter, but as far as this reading goes, it's about what in your life is holding you back. What do you need to know? What do you need to work on? What lessons are your angels throwing at you to try to get you to learn this lesson? To try to get you past this obstacle so that you can get to that place of your dreams. So, fair warning, please don't shoot the messenger. I'm not meant to hurt anyone or offend anyone. If you're here watching this, it's because you really want to know the truth, and that's what I plan to give you. So I've got 3 piles here and 3 crystals. I just ask you to take a close look, let your intuition be your guide, and then choose group 1, group 2, or group 3. Thanks, y'all. Okay, group 1, let's get started. You've got your cards all pulled, and I'm just going to talk you through them as I lay them out. So the first card represents you, and that's the 9 of Pentacles. The second card is what it is you want, and it's the Magician. The card in what has tripped you up in the past is the Page of Wands. And the card for challenges that you can expect in the future in achieving your goal is the Queen of Cups. Your outer challenges, Knight of Wands. And your inner challenge is the World. Okay, and I've got some other cards for you. We also have the Symbolon card, number 62. The Chicoli Oracle, number 5. And finally, Who in the World Are You? Card number 19. And I forget what the name of that deck is. It's Alice in Wonderland or something along those lines. So, the card that represents you, 9 of Pentacles. You know, from the outside, it looks like you have it all. You're fruitful, you have money, you have serenity, you have beautiful surroundings. But you're alone. So, just by the looks of this, and then of course the card that represents what it is you want to manifest, you're lonely, right? The 9 of Pentacles is a card of independence, of being, entirely self-sufficient. The Magician is similar. He's an independent practitioner. He is someone who is manifesting something on his own. He has everything he needs at his disposal. So you have everything you need, and you already have, from the looks of it, really a lovely life by most people's standards. Except it looks like you're alone and lonely. And I get that. So what has challenged you in the past? The Page of Wands. I'm going to show you this card closely because what I see in this card is someone who has decided to walk away. You can see the cat going in the other direction, going, where are you going? Why aren't you going with me? And the page is like, I need to try something new. So, past challenges. You get restless. You get restless with what you have. And you're always looking for what's next. Where can I go next? What can I do next? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a wonderful sense of adventure. But when you have no stability in your life, it can be hard to find love, find long-lasting love. So I can see how that has been a challenge for you. Now, a challenge that will come up for you in the future is the Queen of Cups. And you can see, again, she's in lovely surroundings, but now she's got some cats around her, which is lovely. It's nice. And fish just leaping out of the water. I see you going from being lonely to being bombarded with offers. And believe it or not, that's just as much of a challenge as being alone when it comes to finding love. Because who do you pick? What do you pick? And when you're someone who tends to get bored easily, right? And to want to move on and experience new things, it may be hard for you to select just one person to live out your life with, to settle down with. Now, before we get to the last two cards, I want to go through these a little bit. This card, number 62, is a card of Mars and Aries, and it's a destructive card. It's someone who rushes in, does their thing, really kind of creates some chaos, and then takes off. And I don't know if that sounds familiar to you. You probably wouldn't describe yourself as someone who causes chaos. But if you look deep within yourself, you may find that you do tend to rush in and then rush back out. And you may leave, some broken hearts along the way. And then we have the Chicoli card. And what I see here is someone who wants what somebody else already has. You've got two girls here. One who has clearly been, snacking on this gingerbread man for a while. And along comes Miss Bluebow and says, hey, that looks good. I want that. And so she takes a bite of the other girl's gingerbread. And I don't think the Bluebow girl is malicious in it. She's not trying to hurt anyone. She just sees something that looks great, and she sees someone else that's happy and says, I want to be happy. I want to be happy too. But rather than finding her own happiness, she steps in and starts to eat away at someone else's. And then we have, who in the world are you? So it's like you have, and you can see in the background, I just want to point this out, similar kind of destruction that you see in the background of the other card. It almost looks like burning buildings and, destruction in the background. The one on the front card reminds me a little bit, if you've ever seen Gone with the Wind, when Atlanta is burning down. But here, it's the card is, who in the world are you? It's like she's finally sitting back and going, all right, this hasn't worked for me. What I'm doing isn't working, and that may be why you're here listening to this reading. It isn't working. So who you are and what you've been is not quite right. Not that who you are isn't right. Who you are is amazing. You're exactly who you should be. But I think sometimes we put on a mask And we try too hard to be what other people are because they look happy. And that's not who you are. You can't take someone else's happiness and make it yours. You can't mimic someone else's life and be happy like they are. You have to create your own happy life by being yourself. And the first step to that is figuring out who are you? Who in the world are you? So I'm going to look at a couple more challenges here. So these are the outer challenges. So if someone, you may have friends or family who know you. And if you said, what do you think it is? Why can't I find love or friends or, a tribe? And they would say, because you rush in and you rush out. You don't stick around long enough anywhere. You're fighting dragons. You're chasing adventure. And that's wonderful. Unless your goal is to manifest love, long-lasting lifetime of love. Now the inner challenge is the World card. This is the challenge that's deep inside of you that other people don't see. But I'll tell you what I see. What's challenging you is that you need to love where you are and who you are. This girl is on a beach. She's still alone. She's got her trusty cat, but she's still alone. But she's happy. And that's not to say that you should be happy to be alone and then you're always going to be alone, because that's actually not how it works. If you want to find love, if you want to find, your tribe, your friends, people that surround you that make you feel loved and welcomed, you have to start by being happy with who you are and where you are and what you are. And when you're in that place of self-acceptance and self-love, people will be drawn to you. They'll be drawn to your inner light that will start shining. All right. I have one more card for you. And this is from a deck called The Magic is Within You. And this is meant to be a support card, an advice card. And here you have card 35, Shark. Swim away from this situation. In other words, stop trying to manifest a partner. Swim away from that situation. Start by being happy with you. And I know nobody wants to hear that. You're probably going to turn the video off right now and go, well, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Nobody wants to hear that. I get it. But the point of this reading is for you to hear some hard truths so that you can make some changes in your life and manifest exactly what you want. And you will get what you want. But you have to start by being happy. And you have to start by not chasing the wrong things. And just loving yourself. All right, I'm going to pull one more card for you. I did not pre-pull these, so I'm going to shuffle these quick and pull you one. These are just messages from your angels. It's a message of support and love and advice. Just your angels letting you know that they're here with you and they're here to help you. Okay. Your card is achievement. Take a little time to reflect on what you have achieved to date. It's often easy to forget where you started from and how far you've come. Honor and be grateful for this extraordinary journey that is your life. And that's right in line with what we've been talking about. Love where you are. Love who you are. Love what you've done. If you're this adventurer who wants to travel the world and experience new things, then do it, but do it without remorse and do it without regret. and love your life and love yourself. And when you get this, if you're somewhere and you get this swarm of offers, I mean, that's great. Enjoy it. But until you can love yourself, all those fish in the sea are just fish in the sea. The love of your life will come the minute you start loving yourself more than anything else. All right, y'all. That's it for today. I'm going to move on to group 2, but feel free to watch the other videos if this one did not resonate. But I hope it did. And if it did, throw me a comment. Let me know what your situation is, what your challenges are, and how the reading maybe gave you some insight. And if you feel inclined, I'd love it if you could give me a like, a subscribe, ring the bell, do the thing on the YouTube. I'm still trying to grow my channel, and any bit of support and love is much appreciated on my end. All right. Thanks, y'all. Bye-bye. Hi, group 2. All right, let's get started with your reading. Let's see what it is you're trying to manifest and what's blocking you from getting it. All right, your first card, it represents you in this situation, and it's the 5 of Swords. What you're trying to manifest, 6 of Wands. A challenge that has tripped you up in this area in the past is the 4 of Pentacles. And a challenge that's likely to trip you up in the near future is the 10 of Wands. The outer obstacle, what's easy for most people to see and your best friend maybe tells you, is the 5 of Cups. And your inner obstacle, which you probably know deep down inside, is the 3 of Wands. I've got some other cards here. I've got the Symbolon card, number 73, and I'll talk through these in a sec. This is the Chicoli Oracle. This is card number 32. And the Alice in Wonderland Oracle, number 45, Such a Curious Dream, Grounding, Returning to Reality, and Coming Home. And I have one more card for you, but I'm going to save that for later. All right, so you, 5 of Swords, you in this situation. This is what I see in this card when I connect to your energy. I see you in a situation with someone who is not very nice, someone who's a little bit of a bully. And you may try to ignore it. You may try to turn your back on it, but you don't actually leave. You keep this energy around you. Now, what you're trying to manifest is the 6 of Wands. You want this happy, successful, victorious relationship. And I do feel that you are, that for your situation, although I said love or money, I feel for you it's love. If it's not, just you take it as it resonates, and it can also be for money. But I do feel strongly that for you it's love. And if you look at this card, you see 2 people who are happy with each other, who have worked together to achieve something great. Now, in the past, what has tripped you up is the 4 of Pentacles, holding on too tight. You see this man who has his pentacles and he's keeping a long list of them, but he's not spending them. He's not releasing them. And he'll never really have more than what he's got because he's clinging on so tight to what he has. And in the past, you have probably been in relationships where you've held on too long. Rather than letting go of what doesn't work, You were afraid of letting go. You were afraid maybe of being alone. And so you just clung on to something that wasn't right. And what that did is it prevented you from the right person coming in. Now, what's likely to trip you up in the future is the Ten of Wands. And if you look at this picture, clearly the boy he's not happy. This is a burden. This is hard for him. But he's got this snake around him and he's holding him down. Almost like he doesn't want the snake to go away, but the snake is biting him. He's not trying to kill the snake. He's just not letting go. So I see you having this challenge where someone is not going to not just be right for you, but they're going to be mean to you. They're going to hurt you. You know, if you don't turn this around, and I don't mean physical hurt. I don't mean violence. I pray that that's not what is in your, in your future, in your wheelhouse. Certainly the snake isn't beating the boy up. He's biting him. And you know how people can be. They can be very biting and hurtful. But you deserve better than that, don't you? Love shouldn't be this much work. And I don't mean to say that the minute it gets hard, you should run away. I don't mean that at all. But I think you do know in your gut when it's right and when you just want it to be right. Now I'm going to go through these other cards first, and then we'll get to the last two tarot cards. So the first one is a symbol on card 73. And what I want you to look at is this woman who is working in her garden, but she's really not even paying attention to what she's doing. In fact, she's planting a tree in the middle of rocks where it's not likely to grow and thrive. And it's because her mind is preoccupied with dreams and fantasies of love and beauty, and it's not real. And as long as she stays in that fantasy of what isn't real, she's going to forget to notice what's working and what's not working in her life. And she'll continue planting trees in the middle of giant rocks where they can't be nourished, where they can't survive. And then we have this card. This girl has her Prince Charming just trapped in her tentacles. It's her wish, right? And she's not going to let him go. Doesn't matter, he's sound asleep. She's not going to let him go. But does he want to be there? I don't know. Doesn't even look conscious to me. And I do have to say, if it's true love, if this is your soulmate, if this is your twin flame, you don't have to hang on so tightly. They're in your life for a reason. And they will come back to you. They will stay with you. They will understand you. You don't have to hold on to them for dear life. If you have to do that, they're not really yours. All right. And then we have such a curious dream, grounding, returning to reality, and coming home. See how dreamy she is? I get it. You have such beautiful energy. When I was shuffling your cards, I literally just felt like my head, my whole upper body was in the clouds, like so light, so happy, so lovely. And to be honest, like, even though this was a reading about what's holding you back, as I was shuffling your cards, I couldn't help myself from smiling. You have this beautiful, beautiful energy about you, this wonderful personality, this creativity, this just light that shines from the inside out. But as long as you stay in a fantasy, you're going to have a hard time manifesting something real. So the outer challenge is the Five of Cups. When things eventually go wrong, you are devastated. And your friends probably tell you that, oh, get over him, oh, it's not a big deal. Or maybe they say the opposite and say, oh, I can't believe that happened. I don't know. But the reality is you're mourning over something that's lost, the 2 cups that have spilled over. But you still have 3 full cups behind you. You don't see the gift in the situation is that you got rid of someone that you're not meant to be with long term. I do believe anybody who comes into our lives, we are meant to be in their lives, but not forever. They're meant to teach us lessons, some of them. And so when you've learned your lesson and you know the relationship isn't right, try not to cry over that loss. And I know that's easy for me to say. Of course, you're going to cry over any loss, but if you spend too much time mourning something that you've lost, that you know didn't make you happy, then you risk losing the 3 cups that do make you happy, the opportunity to really be happy. Three of Wands. This represents the inner challenge. So your friends, your family, they probably see the 5 of Cups. They see how hurt you get even when the wrong person leaves your life. What only you probably know, and you probably only know it when you do some really deep reflection, is the 3 of Wands. You're always trying to build something, which is not a bad thing. But are you building it in the middle of a desert? Are you trying to build a life, build a future, plan a future in the middle of the desert? You know, water in tarot and in spirituality represents our emotions. It represents happiness. And if you're trying to build a life of happiness in the desert, what have you got? You got nothing. You got a bunch of sand. And you're going to have to work extra hard to make anything thrive and survive. You know, if you look at these trees, it reminds me a little bit of the situation here with her planting trees in the rocks. These trees are planted in the desert. They have no branches. They have no leaves. It's a desert. And you can't expect much more from the desert other than a lot of heat and sand. So, the last card I have for you is meant to be an advice card, a card of support. And your card it's card 37, and I can tell you the numbers in case these numbers have any relevance to you or special meaning to you. It's gray. Endings are inevitable. So you've had some partners, some romantic partners in the past, and they've come and gone as they were meant to, believe it or not. The key is to understand that life is life and endings are inevitable when they're not meant to stay in our lives. But to always look toward the horizon and know that there's always another ship coming in, and to be excited about that. All right. I have one more card for you. This is just a message from your angels. I'm going to shuffle these real quick for you and draw one for you. These messages are meant to be supportive and offer you advice and love from your angels who are watching you go through these challenges and watching you get hurt over and over and over again. And they just want to hug you. Honestly, that's what I feel. They just want to hug you and love you and tell you you deserve better. And you do. So I'm going to give you one more card. yours is Blue Angel. I, Archangel Michael, am here by your side. I'm all around you and will forever protect you. Remember this whenever you feel fearful. I love you. All is well. They're telling you not to worry. Don't be afraid that you're going to be alone forever. That somehow you don't know how to do love. That somehow you don't know how to do relationships. The only thing you don't know how to do is let go of what is not good for you. And you'll learn that. You're here watching this for a reason, to learn that. All right, I hope that was helpful. I hope it brought you some insight and some hope for the future. You have everything to be optimistic about. And I'll talk to you next time. Thank you, Group 2. Hi, Group 3. All right, welcome to your reading about what is holding you back in love or money. What is blocking you? So let's start pulling some cards. Your first card, this represents you in this situation. 5 of Cups. What you're trying to manifest is the Lover's card. Challenges that have tripped you up in the past. You have the 7 of Wands in reverse. And a challenge that is likely to pop up in the near future. It's the Fool in reverse. The outer obstacle, which is, with the people who know you, your friends and family, what they would say, just looking from the outside, what your challenge is the Ace of Cups in reverse. But your inner challenge, what you know deep, deep down inside and probably no one else knows, is the Ace of Wands in reverse. All right, got some other cards for you. All right, I have a Symbolon card. This is card number 30. From the Chicoli Tarot Oracle, sorry. This is number 2. And the Alice in Wonderland Oracle. I wonder what will happen next. Ready to adventure, precipice of change, pause before action. And I have one more card for you that I will, that I'll pull for you after. All right, so getting started. Who you are in this situation is the 5 of Cups. You notice heavily and focus heavily on what has gone wrong in your life, where things have fallen short of your goals, of what you've tried to manifest. You're focusing on these cups that have spilled and ignoring the cups that are still there, that are still there and full. What you're trying to manifest is a partner. It's the Lover's card. You're trying to manifest your soulmate, your divine partner. Now, contrast to that, if it's not a romantic partner you're looking for, the Lover's card can also represent other kinds of partners. You could be looking for a business partner. You could be looking for a commitment in your career that will take you to the next level. So take that as it resonates. Where you've been tripped up in the past is the 7 of Wands in reverse. Now the 7 of Wands, when it's upright, is someone who is fighting a team of people who want to knock him off his, knock him down. But he's on top. He's winning. He knows he's strong. He knows he's got this. When the card's in reverse, he doesn't know he's got it. In fact, he's lacking in confidence. He feels like he's losing, and he feels like he's going to lose, and he's focused more on defeat. He's focused more on the potential for defeat rather than the potential for success, even though in this situation, success is much more likely when the card is upright. Now, what may trip you up in the future in this same situation is the Fool in reverse. This is an opportunity to make change, to start fresh, to start over, whether it's with a new person, whether it's just in your life, in your career. But when it's in reverse, you lose that momentum. You get afraid to leap. You worry about what's on the other side of that cliff. And there's nothing wrong with being cautious, but sometimes caution can root us where we don't want to be. Your outer challenge, what most people who know you would say your problem is the Ace of Cups in reverse. They may say you're too emotional, that you cry over spilled milk, that you're not strong and tactical and logical enough, focused enough. I don't think that's actually your problem at all. I think this is your real problem, and this represents your inner challenge. And I do believe what people don't see, what's deep down inside of us, the fears and the darkness and the challenges that kind of plague us, that's really the problem. This is just how it manifests on the outside. But this is the root of it. It's the Ace of Wands in reverse. You're waiting to be inspired. You're waiting to be excited. And when you get excited, you lose your enthusiasm too quickly. And I think it all comes down to being afraid. It's easier and more comfortable to stay where we are and focus on, the comfort of our surroundings than to take a leap. To take a wand, which represents action and energy and the fire within us, and run with it and go for it, which means asking out the guy that you've been crushing on forever, or going for that job, your dream job, or moving to that place that you've always dreamed of, or getting on a plane and traveling to the other side of the world alone because no one else will go with you and you really want to go anyway. But you don't do it. Here you can see two people. They want each other, but they're so focused on each other, they don't notice anything else. They don't have a life outside of each other. They don't have any goals or ambitions that they're chasing after because they're too focused on this partnership, and it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. Here we see a girl that is covered in birds. Now, this is not the traditional meaning of this card, but this is exactly what I see for you in this situation. She has been still for so long that the birds have made her dress and her hair their home. She's probably covered in bird dew. And they've nested in her bun. And now she's covered in birds, but that's not what she wants in life, is it? Not really. And then I wonder what will happen next. Dreaming of adventure, ready for adventure. But does she look like she's going anywhere? Nope. She's comfortable. She's got her book in her lap, just fantasizing about this bigger, better, more fantastic, more loving, more abundant life somewhere else. And it says pause before action, but she's more than paused. She didn't stop to check her watch. She's settled in. And that's your challenge. Whether you're trying to manifest your soulmate, whether you're trying to manifest the job of your dreams or just the life of your dreams, you keep stopping to think, to contemplate, to look at all the pros and cons, and you spend too much time overthinking it instead of like getting on that horse and going. And right now, your angels in the universe are pushing you. They're wondering, when are you going to get it? They'll keep throwing these challenges at you. They'll keep throwing them at you, and one day you will get it. The sooner you get it, the better your life will be, the faster it'll happen. Don't be afraid. Go for it. Whatever it is you're dreaming about, go for it. All right. This last card I have for you, Oracle card, is meant to be an advice card or support card, and I think it's very fitting for you and your situation. It's card number 6, and it says, dragons, slay them all. And here's this girl, amputated leg, wearing a prosthetic, alone, with a sword, approaching a castle, surrounded by dragons. And she is not afraid. Look at her hand, balled up in a fist. She is lurching forward, ready to take on these dragons, ready to claim what's hers. That's your advice. Whatever is holding you back, whatever is in your mind that has you thinking you're not good enough, you're not strong enough, you're not brave enough, you need to know that you are. And the only way to prove it to yourself is to do it. Okay, I'm going to pull one more card for you. And this is a message from your angels. And I do believe our angels watch us and help us. And even though we don't like it, they throw obstacles our way in order to help us grow, because they want us to have the life of our dreams. And their goal is to help us get there. And they're not going to get you there by clearing the path and making it easy for you no matter what you do. If there is something in your life that's holding you back, something in your life that's keeping you from your dreams, the way they clear the path for you is by clearing that obstacle, which is you. The obstacle is you. All right. And your card, very fitting as well. Sacred Source. We, your angels, are here to remind you of your magnificence. You are literally an angel in the making, a being of eternal love and light, forever one with God, Goddess, and all creation. You are amazing. And somewhere along the line, you've convinced yourself to settle. You've convinced yourself that you're not good enough. But you are. You're strong. You're braver than you think. And you've got this stirring within you to go after life, to attack it, to embrace it, to seize it. Honor that feeling in you. Honor that instinct. And your whole life will change. All right, y'all, I hope that was helpful. I hope you got some good insight. I hope it resonated. If it didn't, then maybe this reading isn't for you, and you should check out, one of the other groups. If it resonated but was just hard to hear, then this reading is most definitely for you. Because the bigger the obstacles in our lives, the things that trip us up the most, that's what we really need to face in order to get what we want. All right, y'all have a great day, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.